how to get to feeding and helping people to be able to get to a final product, whatever that looks like, however much product you want. If you want to get a pound, if you want to get a kilo, if you want to get 100 pounds, then it comes with that consistency. Because if you harvest here and then let it go to here, and even further, without harvesting, the tree is going to essentially just be a bush. But what we're trying to get to is a healthier tree that comes out. It's going to end up bushing out there. You know, this is where you cut and then it splits, but then it's going to come through and it's going to have a bunch of splits inside there. Then when you cut it again, it's going to have a bunch of splits on that. But what you'll want to do is you'll want to remove a lot of those and remove a lot of those. This is what I mean by the harvesting. The harvesting is actually structuring the tree so that way it has a nice, because you've made these cuts here and here and here and here and here and here and here, because you've made these cuts and you're and say when you have a cut and it splits up a couple times, what you're trying to do is remove the one that's hanging low, remove the one that's going straight up, and in that doing so, you end up coming up with a tree that creeps out because you keep removing the ones that go straight up. And what that does is it helps it to be a nice open tree. Okay, and that allows you for the opportunity to get to a point where, okay, we're good pretty much at this level, and it will continue to just push out at this level. And at that level, you can decide, you know what, I'm just going to cut this knuckle back a little bit. I don't even want to, you're not going to keep the knuckle. You're not going to keep it at the same spot, but then you can bring it back a little bit. You can keep these 2 or 3, keep these 2 or 3 going. And then when you're like, you know what, I can't really reach it, then just bring it back down to the knuckle, just below the knuckle, where you can start to see it starting to knuckle up. You don't really want to keep the knuckle, but you want to keep pushing it back down, because then coming into August, which is storm season, September, October, and November, by November, essentially, this is actually kind of like the size of the tree that you want. You want the tree to get big, but then, so it takes, say this is off of a 2 to 3 year old tree. April starts down here, potentially May is here, June is here, July, now you're out, you've got a big tree. That's where I'm at right now. I've got a lot of nice, really big, open, wide trees. And now every day I can just come by and I can grab the pieces that are stretching up here. Now I'm already pretty much harvesting up here now, when in April I was harvesting down here. I was cutting the trees back but even though it's dry, these things are still pushing out lots of growth, and I'm still keeping them, pushing them, and keeping them low. And this is going to help you to have a lot more product. Okay, and so that's really what I wanted to get to, is sharing the maximum production. It just comes by actually working the trees and coming by and deciding, you know what, those 2 are kind of crowded. I'm just going to take that one. Thanks, Miss Moringa. Of course, honor her, thank her, give her some water. If you want to seal her up and put something on that cut, you're more than welcome to. What I like to do is instead of that, I really just like to make sure that I'm cutting it at a 45-degree angle. Anytime that I'm looking at it,